They do everything and nothing. What's up guys, Alabama here, and here we want to do a quick discussion on what the heck Sukuna fingers actually do. Because like, gosh darn it, it is so weird, it's kind of confusing, but it seems oh so simple, so let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into it. What's up guys, Alabama here, and Sukuna fingers make Sukuna stronger. And they incarnate him. That's about all I got. Like, the actual consistency, how much they make them stronger, how much they matter individually, how much they matter as a collective, are they exponential, are they linear? I got nothing. Because here's the thing, right? The only solid things we know for a actual factual about Sukuna fingers is that each of them are formed of Sukuna's original body, having all 20 of his fingers chopped off, and they all contain a piece of Sukuna's soul. That's it. That's the only concrete thing. And more fingers is better most of the time, pretty much always. There's never a point where having lesser fingers is actually a good thing, and one finger's still missing. Those are the only confirmed things we know about Sukuna fingers. Because here's the thing, right? None of them have a uniform design. Notably, if you look at all the ends of the fingers, like, they all have completely different ends. Some have diamond-like ends, some have like fire-esque ends, some have like crystallized ends. They are all completely different ends, so we don't know what that means. We know that the fingers affect things, but we don't know exactly what. We know the mummy can act as a substitute for one of the fingers missing, as Sukuna says to Oda-ume, no, it's fine, don't worry, I'm not going to punish you or anything for not finding the last finger. Gojo probably has it. Here, don't worry, I got something that can sub out for that. And he eats the mummy, and that's apparently enough to make up for a finger. But what does the mummy have? I thought it was residual cursed energy, but now I can't find that panel where I thought I read that. So I have no idea what the mummy actually did for him. If it's just cursed energy amount, then realistically, it shouldn't make him all too much stronger. Like, look at a character like Yuta, for example. He has the second highest amount of cursed energy in the entire series, only second to Ryomen Sukuna himself. But notably, that doesn't necessarily do much except kind of make him bulkier based on his base stats, which get amplified by his amazing amounts of cursed energy. But in terms of output, there are numerous characters in the series, well, numerous, maybe questionable at this point, considering base Yuta just kenjaku. But with that being the case, we see that Yuta, despite having relatively high output, despite what Ryu says, it's clearly still lower than Ryu's. Even the narrator themselves walks in and is like, hey, BT dubs, the highest output blasts that you can output are still slightly weaker than Ryu Ishigori's. Obviously, you have Sukuna himself, who has higher output, but of course it's due to his cursed energy. But then you have the main one, Satoru Gojo, someone who definitively has less cursed energy than Yuta Okkotsu, having drastically higher output. Like, I don't think it's close between the output of Yuta Okkotsu and Gojo Satoru, despite Gojo being confirmed by Yuta himself to have less cursed energy than him. So if it's just cursed energy that the fingers provide, that shouldn't lead to a massive leap. And the thing is, you may be wondering, well, maybe the fingers don't actually even do anything, but we know they do something, because Sukuna very specifically knows that, hey, Maharaga, my boy, you see, you kind of swole. I like the cut of your jib, fella. But let me be real with you, dog. You may, and I mean may, have been able to beat me if it was the me from back then. And specifically the me that Sukuna is referencing in that moment is him with less fingers. It's like 15 finger is something. It's something. It provides some sort of amp, but we don't know what that amp is. There are like a couple different ideas, though. Notably, we see way back when Sukuna is about only 2 fingers, maybe 3. I think it's 3. I'm not sure, it's 2 or 3 in the Mahito arc, when Mahito first appears, and Mahito runs in and just is like, and he tries to grab Sukuna's soul, and Sukuna's like, yeah, bucko, we're not doing this one. Mahito explicitly knows, it seems like he has less cursed energy than Chogo does. Why is he so swole? So you know that technically he most likely gets more cursed energy, right? Because Jogo, he's a disaster curse, he's composed of cursed energy, but presumably he's not noted to have like insane amounts of cursed energy. Not like Yuta Okkotsu tiers of cursed energy, nor Ryomen Sukuna tiers of cursed energy. So the fingers just have to give cursed energy, right? But it can't just be cursed energy because of the output discussion we had with like Yuta versus other characters who have less cursed energy than him, but more output. But then again, it can't just exclusively be output, because like, if it is just exclusively output, how much? Is it like percentage based? Is each finger just a 20th of his power? A 5% increase? Just increase, 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 increase? I don't know. Because if it is, I mean, it would kind of make sense that 20 finger Sukuna is 20 times stronger than 1 finger Sukuna. But if 20 finger Sukuna was 20 times stronger than 1 finger Sukuna, there should be a massive difference. Like, notably, the anime extends the fight, but like 1 finger Sukuna is clearly able to mollywop 1 finger Sukuna, or at least 2 fingers of him is able to clearly mollywop a 1 finger variation of himself, or at least one that has 1 finger access of cursed energy, in terms of the finger bearers, which get casually wiped by Sukuna. So what does that mean? Is it a linear output thing? If it is just an output thing and he gets more and more output as time goes on, and maybe more and more cursed energy, considering, you know, his cursed energy is known to be exemplary by the time he gets the full 20 fingers, according to Yuta himself, then if it's both, by how much? Is it 5%, 10%, 15%, so on and so forth linearly? Or is it a sort of exponential thing where 1 finger is exponentially weaker than 2 finger, which is exponentially weaker than 3 finger, then 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10? We don't know. Because once again, due to how Sukuna fights and his very limited fight appearances in the narrative, we don't actually get too much confirmation on how much the fingers amp him. Especially considering he takes massive leaps. The only, like, short order battles we get between him are 1 finger at the very beginning of the series, then I think he leaps up to 2 or 3 finger up against Megami, and then he leaps to 15. Like, 12 whole fingers. He just gives a whole extra chunk of them on top of everything he had before. And then he just gets massively stronger, and then even the weird thing about output is, right, Gojo, fresh out the prison realm, is able to be stalled by 15 finger Maguna. Then, if it's really is, and even if it's a linear or an exponential increase, unless you want to argue that Gojo, over the course of, what, a month, got 25% stronger? Well, no. What's the math on that? If Sukuna would be at 75% when he clashes and neutralizes with Gojo, and then he leaps up 5 more fingers worth, he'd be at 75% or 25%. So he gets a whole third strong, 1.3 times stronger. And yet Gojo's still able to go even with them at 20? So is it just an output thing or speed or cursed energy thing? That kind of comparison kind of flies in the face of the output idea, because Gojo's the only character where we specifically get to see them go up against 2 variations of Sukuna, 2 which do have pretty sizable gaps between them. So it can't be exponential, but even then, if it can't be exponential, it shouldn't be linear either, because I don't think Gojo should get 1.3 times stronger over the course of 1 month. Especially considering we don't know the kind of training he did, and it clearly still wasn't enough. And that could mean that Gojo was just holding back against 15 finger, but like, he was very specifically lunging in to execute kenjaku, so why would he be holding back? I don't know. Sukuna fingers are weird. And once again, like I mentioned, they're like all different. There's not a single, like, no 2 Sukuna fingers look alike, the initial ones. Notably, the Itadori pinky that he rips off to feed to Megami, that just looks like an Itadori pinky. But, like, all the other fingers, they like, look weird, look funny. They don't do much, but they all look different. Gege has very specifically noted that. So do they give him different curse techniques? I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Kinda. Sorta. Who knows? And honestly, I'll be real with you. I'll give you my main theory, right? The main idea of what Sukuna fingers do. I think they're kind of all of the above. You may be wondering, wait. You were just talking about how they can't be all of the above. Well, no, I was kind of talking about how they can't be one thing at once. I think they kind of do give Sukuna a little bit of everything. Based on the different designs of the Sukuna fingers, I believe they do contain different curse techniques. Though, admittedly, this would feed into the whole black box idea, and we don't know that much about that, because Sukuna himself is kind of a big old mystery in terms of his technique and stuff like that. But considering the different designs of the fingers, considering that we don't see the fuga, the open, the box, until he gets to 15 fingers, and he very specifically notes with Maharaga, hey bro, you may be able to beat me back then, it could be to maybe, I don't know, a lack of access to a technique strong enough to one-shot Maharaga that he may have only gotten when he got the 15 finger amp, and top that off with the levels of power that he mentions or seems to have when he gets more fingers. Because once again, it seems kind of ludicrous that 3 finger and 20 finger would be equal in everything except for raw curse energy amounts. Though we know the curse energy amounts do increase in increments because Mahito mentions that he has less curse energy than Jogo at the time when he was freshly around 3 fingers in Yuji's body. So I do feel like it's kind of a hybrid of everything. The only weird thing though is the incremental part. The one thing that I'm not able to fully wrap my head around just because of how vague it is whether or not the increase is linear or if the increase is non-linear. Like it's just an exponential increase, or it's somewhere in between, or it varies, like the returns dampen considering on how much fingers he eats. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. But that's the thing about Sukuna, he's just kind of a weird thing. So now the question flips to you. What do you guys think Sukuna fingers do? Do you have a solid explanation that kind of wraps up all their mysteries? Please let me know in the comment section down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave. It's fingering time. No, don't leave that. Do not leave that down. Leave, nah, I'd finger in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you guys hit that little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below. Each one for as low as $1 down a month. Get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You can also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include the live reaction to the very next chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching once again, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dad with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, O'Connor Plains, Redwell 4765, and Greyhound. I'd like to give another thank you to our $5 patrons of Victor, Sean, Midnight Gemlord, Kevin, and Demix LND. I'd like to give a juicy old thank you to our $7 member, Autumn's Morning Lazo. I'd like to give a healthy thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha, Joaquin, and Idemokami. I'd like to give a shonka donka honka thonka thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. I'd like to give a scrumdiddlyumptious super science thank you to our $20 patron, Calvin Elder.